is Keke. As my friend Mickey would say, hiya, pals. Oh, boy. That wasn't that bad. Now, I just want to warn y'all, we are getting really real today, okay? Yep, it had to happen, baby. Today I asked the immortal question of our time that all adults at some point ask themselves. Is there anything wrong with being a Disney adult? Is there? I mean, I don't understand the judgment, but let's dissect it, okay? Today I'm going to chat with Disney superfan John Stamos to get his take on the whole Disney adult debate. But first, we got to talk to my mama Sharon and my friend Max to get their take. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
First of all, it's so good to chit-chat with you guys. It's been a little while since we touched base. So
Yeah, I liked your Mickey impersonation. It was actually pretty good.
Thank you so much. I mean, I am a huge Disney fan. And I've got to ask you guys, first let's start, because Disney is all over the place, but let's start with the parks. Do you guys like the parks? Have you been to Disneyland? What's the tea there?
Well, go ahead, Max. Of course, I've been there with all my kids, but go ahead.
I know, Sharon. I was just going to say it's so funny because that sigh, I think, summed it up for so many people. But I will say, look, I enjoy a park. I've enjoyed a park as an adult, and they can be really fun. I mean, there is, there is some joy going back and forth, as long as it's not too crowded. Those lines get extra long. But I especially love the Epcot because you are able to have an adult beverage.
Now that's Disney World.
That's Disney World. I'm thinking the whole brand of parks.
Of parks, yeah.
But,
I think they're brilliant. Obviously, great marketing. And, the kids love it. And the parents always do what the kids love. So, yeah. But if it's too hot out there, whoo, Lord.
Yeah, I was just going to get into the things you dislike about the Disney parks, particularly. Because, so I love Disneyland. I love Disney World. Like Max was saying, I love Epcot because they try to teach you a little something. I really love Disney World because you get to go to all the different worlds and eat all the different foods. Anything with food, I'm into. So, I love the eating all the different foods from the different countries. That gives me, just all the life I need and more. Disneyland, obviously, it's a little bit smaller, but I do like it for the nostalgia. You got the two parks. You got California Adventure, and then you got the Disneyland land proper. And I don't know. I think as I've gotten older, I've liked the nostalgia one more than I actually do about the California Adventure side, just because of all the lines and stuff. I don't love all the lines. I don't love all the chaos of the parks and stuff like that. That's just a little too much. That really gets on my nerves. But going and showing up with matching outfits with my family and friends and having some food and a little corn dog here and there, I'm ready for that. And then we can leave.
Wait, question for you, Keke. Do you have a favorite ride just while we're discussing?
Yeah, that's a good
California
question.
Adventure used to be called California Screamin', but now they changed it to something new. And all my Disney fans will know what I'm talking about. It used to be California Screamin', and they used to play the Red Hot Chili Peppers on the ride. I will never forget. Me and my sister used to love that ride. And now they've changed it to something else. I think it's I don't know who it is, but it's another one of their Disney characters. But I miss it being California Screaming because it was kind of trying to give you a little edge to it. And then my other favorite ride is at Epcot, and I forget I think it's all around the world, or I don't know if it's all around the world.
Oh, Spaceship Earth? Is it in the globe?
Spaceship Earth. You're literally in the darkness, and it goes through all the world.
Spaceship Earth. That's a beautiful one. That's quite lovely.
And it's so old because the people are still they got the robotic movement.
It's kind of charming.
But it's so charming. And I think I'm so interested in how we got here. My ass goes so deep. The whole how we got here of it all. And so I like that ride is spacey and sciencey. And then all of a sudden randomly at the end turns you and makes you face the universe. And that gets a little creepy, but it's fine,
Nothing like a spiral at Disney, honey. Yay.
What about you guys? What's your favorite ride or, vibe at Disneyland?
Sharon?
Girl, I haven't
girl. It sounds like Sharon's disgruntled about it, girl.
I mean, as a parent, I just, that whole amusement park thing is just a chore, honey. It's a chore getting all the kids together, dressing them. So I don't have any fun memories. I'm sorry.
Wait, Sharon, I feel like your favorite ride is the spa at the hotel you're staying at.
The car, the ride home.
She's not into the park of it.
That's my favorite ride. The ride home, damn it.
She ready to sit down. That is so funny. And I actually feel like I know that about you. I feel like this being your daughter, none of this is a surprise to me because it really was always my dad running around with her.
Yeah, he was the one that was with the grown man with the little boy. at heart. I like to think I was probably 30 at 10. So, you know.
With a name like Sharon, I believe it. I never could imagine anybody talking to a child saying, "Hey, Sharon, how you doing, Sharon?" So I do feel like you were old as a child. This is the only way that Sharon works. It's like, have you ever met a baby Keisha? I ain't never met no baby named Keisha. Just an adult name. But yeah, okay, so getting back to the parks, my question is this. Is there anything wrong with being an adult going to the park by yourself? Like, there's no kid with you. Like, I mean, is that
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't understand why, so much doesn't have to be for you. And if it's not for you, why do you care to take it from someone? Like, that's what I don't understand.
People kill me with their opinions of stuff. If you're a grown person and you love, like, now what was so funny to me though, is that when we were in Atlanta this past weekend, you saw all the Taylor Swift fans, and like, that was creepy. Seeing like a 70-year-old woman dressed like Taylor Swift and a 10-year-old dressed.
Well, it's so interesting. I do feel like Taylor Swift fans are like edging on being Disney type of people as well. Like, I feel like her fan base,
because they were dressed up.
Disney lovers. Yeah, like they're the same community, like for sure.
But like, I think with fandom in general, it's like it doesn't have to be for you. With people, I don't understand, especially now, maybe because we can share so much how we have disdain for something. But why take joy from someone else? It's like if you're not into the Taylor Swift or Disney, who cares?
And my thing is like, I like Disneyland and I like the parks because I love the brand. Like, I'm honestly a Disney. I love the brand of Disney for multiple reasons, like from all different avenues. Obviously, I worked for the company before, so there's that.
Jump in.
A little jump in. But aside from me actually working for the company and them giving me tons of cash, no, I'm kidding. I also love them because of their longevity. Like, how many generations they hit. Like, my mom can talk about when she watched Disney stuff when she was like a young person, and I can talk about from when I was, and in my little nieces and nephew, and then I'm gonna take Leo and I'm gonna be showing like the coolest thing with my nieces and nephew and the fun I'm gonna have with my son is like having them watch Lilo and Stitch for the first time, or Mulan, or you know what I mean? Like, that stuff is why I love the parks and why I would even go, because I'm tapping back. And this is the genius of Disney and them creating the parks, is because whether it's the movie, whether it's the show, it's the channel, whether it's the park, you're going to tap into some type of nostalgia where it doesn't matter if you have kids. It doesn't matter if you want kids. You feel like a kid again when you go.
I actually think that's a good date, for a young couple to go out on a date.
It's an expensive date, too.
Yeah.
That's come on down on them prices now.
Yeah, that's why I said, but I think it's a good date. I think like you said, we all grew up on Disney. It's an iconic brand. But the reality of it is, I like Beauty and the Beast too.
Oh my gosh, you love Beauty and the Beast.
And I cried when Mufasa died too.
Girl, they had no business killing Mufasa. Oh my gosh.
So,
I love Mulan. I mean, the message of Mulan rings even truer, I think, in this generation. And that was the beginning of it, which was gender should not, wear bearings on who you want to be in the world. Like, when you really think about what Mulan was up against, like, y'all, the messages was deep. Like, Mulan was like, I can roll with the big dogs. Like, stop trying to hold me back, Dad. They wanted her to be a geisha. And she was like, I don't want to live this life. I want to be a warrior. Like, Mulan really was fighting and she was beating them men. Like, it really, don't get me crying right now. Mulan was really inspiration because I'm a tough chick too. So it's like all that stuff when you think about the parks and all of that. I love it. I mean, okay, so what's your favorite treat at Disneyland? Mine is definitely them corn dogs, y'all. Them corn dogs, I don't know what that is, like pancake batter. What are they putting that in?
Ooh, so I love in the New Orleans section, kind of by the Haunted Mansion, they do a whole section. It's like kind of like it's like a pot pie almost. Ooh, and it's so tasty. Pie. It's so tasty. And I've never tried it. Keke or Sharon, have you guys tried the gray stuff from Beauty and the Beast? I think you can order it at the castle. I've always wanted to try the gray stuff, which I assume is pudding, but I don't know.
Speaking of me being such a Disney fan, I am that weirdo. Well, not that weirdo, but my theme for my baby shower was Disney. It was literally Leo being a prince, me and Darius being the prince and the princess, or the queen and the king, and bringing this little prince into the world. And so we had great stuff at the baby shower, honey. It was so fun. We had great stuff. We had the spaghetti from Lady and the Tramp. We had from Monsters Inc. because we did all the Disney. We went from Pixar.
Oh, I missed the great. I'm so upset.
Because you were there. We had Toy Story. You was in a Toy Story room eating that pizza up, love.
Well, and I posted up next to those pigs in a blanket. I said, I know where to go. And
period.
Oh, I hope to next time.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was like literally the best time ever. Again, it brought me back to being a kid again and made me think about all the fun times I'm gonna have with Leo, bringing him to the park. Like, I know he's only 2 months old and he can't even go on any of the rides, but as soon as I get back to California, me and him is going to Disneyland, child.
I would definitely take him. I definitely would take him because I just want to say this, that I love seeing you out with your baby. Because the message is you are a boss. You are a boss mama. You are a boss
Max said,
actress. A boss podcast. Well, every damn thing. And I love it. I love it. You're showing the world that you can have a baby and still be a mom and still have a career. And I just want to say what an awesome mom you are. I've been watching you. And you've been doing a great job, and I love it. I personally would love to see little Leo at Disney
I mean,
World.
I would have loved to invite you, but the way that you're talking about how you don't like to walk, I feel like it would be an insult. So I guess we'll send you pics.
Yeah, I have to have the pictures. I'm not really trying to walk around no park. But
y'all, I just need you guys to know my mom is such a young spirit and a young person, but she really tries to act like she's old to get out of stuff. It's crazy. She really try to act like she's 70 years old. She's been saying that for years. And my dad has to catch her like, Sharon, you're not that old. And she's like, oh, well, that's how I feel.
Oh, you're right, Larry. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah, all that walking's for the birds.
Okay, I could talk to you guys about this for days, but you know, I need to actually talk to one of the ultimate Disney fans, Mr. John Stamos himself, and I have to get his thoughts on all things Disney and adult. Baby, this is Keke. Okay, you guys, I am beyond excited to welcome our next guest. Not only is he one of the biggest Disney superfans out there, but we have been blessed with his beautiful face on screen since the 1980s, okay? You know him as our favorite Uncle Jesse from Full House, and also I got to work with him on Scream Queens, a time that I'll never forget. Welcome, John Stamos. What's
Keke
up?
Father, I miss you so much. Congratulations on everything. You went and had a baby. I want to hear about that.
Can you believe it?
Well, no, I'm so happy for you. And I was watching Saturday Night Live when you revealed it, and I was watching. I was like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. I was so happy, and then a little bummed because that's how I was going to reveal my pregnancy on SNL. But you know, you beat me to it.
Literally, it's crazy because me and all the girls from Scream Queens, we all have babies now. Leah,
that's right.
Emma, Billy, we all, it's insane. Billy. So I guess time really has gone by.
You know, can I tell you, when I first met you too, it wasn't on Scream Queens. It was at some award show. I was looking for the video, but maybe you guys can find it. Do you remember you came up behind me and you said something, and then we made a video and you were singing Forever, the Beach Boys song. You're going everywhere else on my shoulder. It was so sweet.
Forever. I mean, because you know, I love Uncle Jesse. You were my favorite uncle on Full House.
Really?
Come on, you're everybody's favorite uncle. You like the hot uncle. Come on.
What about Steve Urkel? I saw you talked to him a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I do love Steve Urkel. I mean, Steve Urkel is good, especially when he gets into being Stefan. So hey, I mean, you brought it up, not me.
Did you see the episode that Urkel did with on Full House?
You know,
Uncle Jess, he was trying to teach me dance. You did?
You know, I saw that. I've seen every single episode.
Yeah.
I mean, and I need everybody listening to understand how much of a TV legend that John Stamos is, even in the actual professionalism of it, because this is the worst thing in the world when you're doing a job and you're doing an ensemble scene, like where everybody's in the scene, right? And maybe you only got a couple of lines, right? But you would have to stay in the scene the entire time because of continuity, etc. So the girls and I started realizing over the course of filming Scream Queens, whenever we'd have these big scenes, John would like casually write in an exit for himself. Like it would be like he'd have maybe he had like 2 lines and he'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And he would just like casually like create blocking that allowed him to exit the scene. And we found out like probably like at the last week of filming, like this motherfucker been finding a way to get himself out of these scenes so he could go home early. We were like, how did you do it? And he's like, it's an old trick. I'm like, you're insane. So I just needed y'all to know, like, he knows the ins and outs.
I learned a lot from you too. I was always impressed with your professionalism, the way you could fall asleep in a makeup chair. I've never seen anyone do that. She did it and asleep for about an hour, and they're doing her hair, makeup, just out. You always knew your lines. And you know what I like best about you? Your mother. How is she doing? I love meeting her. We had such a good time.
I love that everybody loves Sharon because she's the best. My mom is good. She's always often on the podcast. She comes and hangs out with us. She was talking to us earlier about, it's obviously we're having a love fest right now, but we're here to talk about being a Disney super fan, which you are just like myself, but you probably even more than me. And I'm sad to say that Sharon does not like walking around the parks. Like, I mean, I'm like, Sharon,
Really?
you know, she's like, hey, leave that to the kids. I'm like, Sharon, there's a thing called Disney adults, and I'm proud to be one. And you
Now,
are too.
I didn't know this about you. When I got
Oh,
the request, I said, of course, I want to talk to Keke about anything. But then they said, well, it's about Disney. I was like, what?
oh yes, I'm a Disney fan. Okay,
You
I
are?
love the parks. I just love the nostalgia, the feeling of it. I
Yes,
mean,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
know that you've been a fan for a really, really, really long time. So I actually want to know, like, what was your first Disney memory? Like, what is the first thing that you remember that made you fall in love with Disney in this way?
Oh, that's hard. I grew up in Orange County, which was like 20 minutes from Disneyland. Now, have you taken your son yet? Is it Leo?
Not
Is that his name?
yet.
He's too
Leo.
young.
And so that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, am I crazy to take him? He's only 3 months old, and I know he
Mhm.
can't do too much, but I
Right.
really will take his little butt.
Yeah, Caitlin, my wife, is a bigger Disney nut than all of us, and she wanted to actually give birth in Disneyland. I said that's too much, but I did propose to her there. We did do a quick honeymoon at Disney World. We slept in the castle. It was beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
You've probably done some pretty cool stuff too.
I mean,
How
well,
come
you know,
we've never been together? That's
the thing. We need to go
Yeah.
together because my baby shower was Disney themed.
Was
Like,
it?
I'm
I did not know
a
this. I would
huge
have sent Mickey Mouse or something. Sorry, I did jump the question. My fondest memory was going with my parents when they were both alive, and that was my first great memory. It's all beautiful memories. I got to host Candlelight Procession a couple times. You know what that is?
No.
It was Walt's original love letter thank you letter to the people, his investors. So every year, I think it was around Christmas sometime, they would. So I think the first person that did it was either Cary Grant or Dick Van Dyke, somebody. But he would invite these, the people on Main Street, and they would sit, and it was like a gigantic 50, 60 piece orchestra, maybe 300 singers, and then the host narrates this story of Jesus, and it's really beautiful. I thought you should do it.
When you were saying it, I was thinking to myself, damn, I wish they'd call me.
They do. They only do a
that.
couple nights at Disneyland, but at Disney World they do it like for a month or so. And so you would go, bring your family. Because that's it. Okay, I'm going to call them right after this thing.
Oh my gosh, please! I would love you forever. I would love to do something like that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I need to be there by your side too.
Yeah, you need to come. Maybe we could do it together. That would be a
yeah,
real
it'd be good. I loved working with you. You're so vibrant. You're so alive and everything. I'm going to brag about her some more. I'm so proud of you. I mean, you were doing great then, but like, you've exploded. I loved watching your trajectory, and I know you're such a family person, and I know that you're so close to your mom, and you have sisters, right? Did they want to come down?
Yeah,
and stuff?
You're right.
That's right.
Got 2 sisters, 1 brother.
And they're so supportive, and you're so full of love, and you're so professional, and you're so kind to people, and that's why you're so successful right now. And I'm proud of you.
John, that means the world to me. I love you so much. Working with you was incredible. I mean, obviously, you're an icon. So growing up watching you and then getting an opportunity to work with you and you actually being who I thought you were was just like, phew, because that's not always the case. So, I was glad when they told me that you were going to come on the show and that we were going to get to talk about something fun. As much as being a Disney adult. Now, wait a minute. Have you heard about the concept of Disney adult? Like, do you know the vibes? Like that some people think it's strange.
Yeah, I think they're strange. I think it's getting right. I mean, it's great when you if you have kids stuff, but adulting is so cool there because there's so many other things to do. I think truthfully, I was a little like about 6-7 years ago. I was like, man, I got to shed this Disney thing because I don't know if it's hurting my acting career, but who's going to take me serious with the Mickey Mouse stuff? I got to sort of distance myself from it. And then I had dinner with Ryan Gosling one night with a bunch of people. And he's like, you're a Disney fan? And I go, yeah. He goes, I'm obsessed. I'm a Disney adult. I go there by myself. I wear headphones. I listen. I go on rides. I have a mixtape. I go, yeah, me too. I'm a Disney guy too. Ryan Gosling could be. So that kind of turned the corner for me.
I love that. First of all, I love that for Ryan Gosling, especially because he's somebody that also started at Disney, such as myself. So I think it's cool that he still has that love for it, after, also working with them. Because sometimes you can get burnt out on stuff. But Disney is one of those things. And I'm curious to what you think, because I feel like, it is like a club and it says a lot about you as a person, as an adult, to still love Disney because I know I love Disney because obviously it reminds me of so many things in my childhood. It's, it has such a legendary legacy and all those type of things. But when I'm there, I feel like I feel like I get to tap into this like wholesomeness and just like
Yes.
the appreciating of the small things. So I'm like, what does Disney do for you when you're there? What is it that you tap into that you think makes you love it so much?
Well, I think that's right what you said. You know, when you go through those gates, the rest of the world goes away. I grew up, I had a nice, happy childhood. I'm sure you did too. So I wasn't running away from anything, but it just brought out,
Right.
it really sort of, I think it really defined who I am as an artist, as a human, I think, because it was just so full of love and optimism,
Yes.
happiness. You close those, you know, go through the turnstile and you're in, and I think that's what Mr. Disney wanted you to feel, but everything else goes away. And just the artistry and the you know, and the energy that's put in the cast members, it is the great escape. And
Yeah.
I think if you feel that, then that's what they've accomplished what they set out to do, right?
It is true, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's really it's really true to the brand, and I think you're 100% right. And I think they've stuck true to that. And again, we all like things that last, and it's
Right.
been built to last. So your wife, I was gonna ask you if you converted her, but you
No.
just had mentioned that she's probably a bigger fan than you. I mean, when you guys started dating, is that what you guys led with, or like how did you guys get to the whole reality that you both are fanatics for Disney? I'm
It's
so
true.
curious.
We did. You're a good interviewer too, on top of everything else. I was doing an episode of SVU Law and Order, like
Ooh,
7 or
love
8,
it.
maybe 9 or 10 years ago. So she's on the episode. I didn't know her. She was engaged at the time, so I was like, "Ugh." But I heard her talking about Disney. And I was like, "There's my end." And and she was talking on the set. We started talking about Disney, blah blah. But she was married, and so we kept in touch a little bit. But
So
then
you stole his lady from her husband.
no. She was engaged. She gets married. I stopped talking to her. 7 years later, I walk onto the set of Fuller House, and she's in the audience. And I walked up,
No.
cocky. I'm like, "Oh, hey, so you're stalking me?" She says, "Don't flatter yourself. My friend's on the show this week." And blah blah. I said, "Was that your husband?" She goes, "Oh no, I got divorced." Let's talk Disney. So that's where I met, and then our first big date was at Disney World, and that's when it was pretty special.
Oh my gosh. So wait a minute, you guys have a baby. When did you first take your baby to Disney?
He started going. He's 5 now. He loves it. He's a little, he doesn't like the rides as much.
It's a little freaky. It's a little too much.
Yeah, he's kind of, I don't know, he's a really funny kid. We took him when he was about, I don't know, my wife takes him every weekend now, but it's so cute. One of the moments that really stuck out to me, it was about 3, and we were walking through California Adventure area, and they have the Toy Story ride, and out front there's a
love
Mr.
Toy
Potato
Story
Head.
ride.
Right, and he does it, and Mr. Potato Head's there, and it's an animated Mr. Potato Head, and my dear friend, who was like a second father to me, Don Rickles, had done the voice for Mr. Potato Head.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and he was special, and so they have his voice coming out saying, "Hey, you dummy!" And I'm holding Billy, and he wants to get down, and he runs over to Mr. Potato Head, and he's just staring at him like this, and it felt like Don was talking to him, and I just started crying. I've had a lot of those emotional moments there.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet, especially because so many people that you know and love are probably rooted in the memories of this park as well. Like, so I didn't even think about that. Like hearing Don's voice, and your son probably didn't get a chance to meet him, huh?
He didn't know. Thankfully, he approved of Caitlin, which was great.
Oh.
And also Bob. Yeah, I don't mean to bring this up, but also Saget's wife, Kelly.
Oh my God.
Don got to meet her as well. So I think once he's approved both of our girls, then he felt, okay, I can die now. But he was a special guy.
I got to work with Don once when I was in the very beginning of my career. I was 10 years old. We did this movie. It was me, him, and William H. Macy in a movie called The Wool Cap. That was kind of like a remake of Gigot, of this mute man who ends up meeting this young kind of like, rough and tough little kid. And he kind of takes care of her, and she helps him speak. And, kind of like this really good like father-daughter kind of film, and Don Rickles played his really close friend. And I remember like just my mom telling me how much of a legend he was, and I'm definitely glad that I got an experience with him as well, because he was such a nice man.
What was the Disney show you did first?
The Disney movie. So I did a Disney pilot, but then the Disney movie that I actually did was called Jump In.
Oh,
it was like a little double Dutch movie.
Oh yeah. I thought maybe you were Drake or Josh or one of those guys, but well, no, that was Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah,
Never
so
mind.
that was Nickelodeon. So yeah, I didn't do that. They were a little bit before me, just a little bit. I did a show on Nickelodeon called True Jackson VP. There's the whole Disney versus Nickelodeon gag.
When are you going to
Okay,
Disneyland
so
next?
I'm definitely going to Disneyland when I get back, and I want to know what kind of things you've picked up along the way, because I know you have this huge memorabilia room. So I need to know, like, what? Yeah, tell me, what are your top like 5 things that you have, like, that no one could ever get?
Well, my best friend growing up collected German war relics, like, which is weird. But I said, I want to collect things. And then they said, well, what do you like? I said, Disney. And it was back, I can't remember the year. It was maybe 25, 30 years ago when eBay started. And the very first auction they had was a Disney auction. They felt like, oh, we got a bunch of crap in the back lot. Let's get rid of some of the stuff. And eventually John Lasseter came in and said, what are you doing? Shut that down. But the first thing they put up was this, the sign that was on Harbor Boulevard that says Disneyland. And the opening, I said, what the heck? And the opening bid was like 36 grand or something. So I put it in. It was supposed to go for $1 million. Michael Jackson wanted it. It's the sign, that beautiful blue sign as you're driving down Harbor Boulevard. And I forgot about it. And then I thought, whatever happened to that eBay thing, that auction? So I went on the site and I saw, oh shit, I'm winning. And I refresh, I'm winning. And the time was coming shorter, so refresh. And I called my business manager. I said, I think I'm going to win this sign from this Disneyland sign. He said, oh, okay, how big is this? Like 14 by 8. I said, well, 14 inches by, I said, no. 14 feet by 8. Each letter is 14 feet. And I won. And then, I had to get a helicopter to bring it all in and stuff. So that's the first thing I got. I remember too, I just remembered this. I'm writing a book, which I said I would never do, but I remember I was just writing about this. I was doing ER, and Michael Jackson called me, and he left a message because I was working on, so I was playing it for everyone at ER. I was like, hey John, I love your stuff, and I want to see your sign. Let's go to Disneyland someday. So we didn't, but yeah. So that was the first thing I got.
Wow.
And then I started getting some other things, and then over the years, there's an auction house in California called Van Eaton Gallery, and he started doing these Disney auctions. So now the stuff is so people around the world can see it. Oh, we can buy that stuff. So I have a Dumbo, which is pretty cool. I kind of stopped collecting. The last thing I got, and it's really something, I don't think they knew what it was because they asked for it back already, and I said no, was Walt's phone. He had a candlestick phone in his office, in his apartment above the fire station at Main Street. Have you been in there? Have you checked that out yet?
No.
Yeah, it's so cool. But anyway, I have that at my house too. Just send Leo to my house. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Oh my gosh, Leo will be, because I'm telling you, my whole baby shower was like literally like a queen and a king meet, and they make a little prince. Because there's there's no real Disney prince movie. I mean, aside from him, I guess you could,
Aladdin?
Lion King a little bit, Simba, but I don't know if there's like any, Aladdin he was the poor one. But yeah, so it's like, I have my little prince, but I definitely need him to go and see your big, Disney. This sign, I'm like wondering how you even fit it in your house.
It's not, it's outside. I used to have a D up at my other house, and you could see it. I thought it was hidden, but from Mulholland to Mulholland, from Laurel Canyon to Coldwater Canyon, you'd look up and see a big D for Dickhead lives up there. But it was good when I was single, because I said, hey, you want to come see my big D? And that was stupid. Have you heard of Disney bounding? It's not as sexy as it sounds.
What's Disney bounding?
So, and that's the thing too. When I first met her, she said, you into Disney bounding? I'm like, no, but it sounds hot. It sounds kind of like S&M Disney.
Sounds like very bounding.
Yeah, right. But it's where you dress up like you can't wear costumes into Disneyland or Disney World. So but the way they get around it, very smart adult Disney people, is they wear the colors of a they get very creative. So like if it's Mickey, it'll be black and then red pants, and then they'll have something. You can Google it. It's pretty cool, but it's annoying as hell because she always wants me to bound with her. It's like, come on, we got a Disney bound. I was like, I don't want to wear that.
I love that. Disney bounding. Oh my gosh.
I'm
going to Disney bound with my whole family.
You should do it. Is your partner, does he like, I'm sorry, I don't know his name.
Disney too. Darius.
He does?
He loves Disney too. We both love Disney. We love going there. We've gone there so many. I mean, he used to go with his male friends. Like all three of them would go and they would get drunk at Disney and hang out at Disney because he worked over there in that same area, and he loves Orange County. So he will always be down there. Him and his two friends, they would get off work and they would go to Disney. So I'm like, we are a match made in heaven because we like all that stuff. We love that vibe.
We got a double date. I didn't know.
I know.
I used to go too. I mean, I think I reached puberty there. I remember so vividly, like we would go to pick up girls, and it was like it was $5 admission to get in, and I'd be standing in line.
Damn, what was this 1901? $5 admission for Disney?
1800s. It was general. They had it on like the weekend, so it was $5 general admission. So you had to bring your back when they had tickets, you'd save your tickets. So.
That's incredible, though. Still.
And we would stand. I remember standing in line with my dad's members only jacket that didn't really fit, and like I used this Aramis cologne.
Was your hair already long and really amazing?
It was pretty good. I remember I always had a comb and feathering and pimples, and I was a total geek. No, I was just trying to pick up girls, and they were like,
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
So I've got to ask this because, I mean, Disney has, I think 6 resorts, 12 parks. Have you been to all of them? Are there some that's your favorite? Is there one you've got to go to that you haven't been to yet?
Yeah, because I haven't been to Shanghai, but I've been to all the other ones. Japan. Do you like Disney World? Do you go to Disney World?
So I love Disney World more than Disneyland.
Where did you grow up? Chicago or somewhere? Or was
I grew up in Illinois. Yeah, I grew up in Illinois. And I've only been to the Disneys in America. I haven't been to any of the ones in any other country.
Japan is
I don't know. I love the Disney World because I like all the food in the world. Like I love going to the different worlds. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of fun to me. Like I like getting a taste of all the different countries. Like even though they're like Disney's version, I really do love that. I like Disneyland obviously because it's closest and it's fun and it kind of has more of like an intimate vibe.
Did you see the episode of Full House when we went to Disney World?
Yes, I did.
Michelle got lost or something, and I think anyway.
Yep. You guys have to find her.
Epcot is great. That could be my favorite. What's your favorite place to eat there?
The restaurant that I love is the one where you were back in time. You know, the one where everybody's like acting like they're in an old school movie.
Oh, yeah, like a 50s place.
That place. I love that because I love a little cosplay. I love when people are performing in real time. Like I love performing in real time scenario. Like I love how in Disney, everybody that's a princess is really a princess and it doesn't turn off until maybe she goes backstage. Like I love when people are committed. So I love that restaurant because it makes you feel like you're in the 1950s and it's just so fun. But then as far as the like park and like the rides that I like the most, they're in Epcot.
Epcot. Yeah, that's the first. I'll tell you when I really knew my wife was the one for me because she's got a great way of putting me down, keeping me in my place. But our first date there, like I was wearing a hat and glasses, and we're walking around Epcot, and nobody was recognizing me, and I was like, maybe I should take my glasses off and make some eye contact, see if it's going to impress her. Take my glasses off and looking around, and still nothing. I'm saying, can I have that, and please. Put some mercy over the. I was trying to catch this, and then I was like, my hair is famous. I gotta get my hat off. Took my hat off, and then people started coming around, and you take one picture. It's like they call it feeding the pigeons and more. And I'm like, hold on, Caitlin, I'm being nice to my fans now. And we walk away. She goes, all right, don't ever do that again. And then she calls it Epcotting. If I try to like peacocking or something,
oh my god,
she says you're Epcotting.
I love her. What sign is she?
She's May 13th is her thing. What is that?
She's
Aries
grounded. She's a Taurus.
Oh, my dad was a Taurus.
Taurus. Yeah, she's a strong one.
Well, but that's good. How do you like being a mother? Is it? I mean, it's only been how 5 months. You said
2 months.
2 months. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'll come back in
2 months.
We'll talk about it. I mean.
I heard my son's laugh for the first time today, and that was exceptional. Now I'm doing everything I can trying to get back to that laugh. As soon as I leave here, I'm going to start acting like a clown, trying to get back to that laugh.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he really is the main thing that matters to me, I think, more than anything, is that he's made every other aspect of my life so much more low stakes. Because he really is like the highest that it gets. So it's like there's nothing that is an issue. There's nothing that's a worry. There's nothing that's a problem. There's nothing that I feel like needs more of my attention than that. So it's made me have such a cool, calm, and relaxed vibe about everything else. And I don't know
Right.
if I expected that to happen, but my friend was talking to me about it. That it's like this confidence that I didn't even know that was a confidence to reach.
Right. Yeah, and then you'll find yourself being even more successful because now you don't give a shit. The only thing that matters is your boy. What is your part? Did you guys get married yet?
Not yet. Darius.
Do you maybe to help? I just married someone a couple of weeks ago and we're dating. So if you guys want to do that,
Wait.
yes.
That's insane. I didn't know that you did that. That's so cool.
Yeah, my friend Neil married.
Well, now I'm thinking I've got to get married at Disney after everything that you just said. I feel like I've got to like go. I'm like, I feel like, hey, we might have to, because I was thinking we'll have our wedding, just outside somewhere. But like now I'm thinking that we need to do our wedding at Disney because that would be freaking awesome.
I need to tell him how to propose. Well, I proposed to her there, and I had a great bit where I called her friend Bob Iger. I said, I need some help here.
I love that you're just friends with Bob Iger and actually have him on speed dial.
I don't mean it like that. I mean, he's a great man, but he was the president of ABC when I was on General Hospital. I've known him since then. But he said, I'm following your wife on Instagram. She's a real Disney fan. I'm like, yeah, don't you have anything better to do at 5 a.m. in the morning? And he said, are you going to, I said, I think I'm going to propose. Could you help me? And he said, well, maybe. What do you want to do? So anyway, I cut together the most romantic little sweet moments of all the big Disney movies over the years. And we went into the big room, the animation building. Do you know that at California Adventure? Yeah. There's all those screens, and we were in there, and she didn't know what was happening. It was really hot. She was pregnant. I said, we need to go get cool off. So we went in there. She said, what's going on here? It's empty, and the place went dark, and then on came all the screens, and I got done. And at the end, I had Sebastian had my friend animate Sebastian say, "Go ahead, John, ask the girl," and then I did that and engaged.
That is so sweet and so Leo of you.
Right? Yeah, it's really about me.
So Leo. Absolutely love that. Okay, top 3 favorite Disney rides.
Splash Mountain. I know they're changing it, and I can't wait for the new version of it. Billy loves the Prince and the Frog, so that's going to be cool. When I was younger, there was a ride called Adventure Through Inner Space. We called it Adventure Through Inner Course because you couldn't have sex, but it was a good makeout ride when I could actually get a girl to make out with me. So that was a good one. And I like the Haunted Mansion.
Oh yes, Haunted Mansion is so good.
What's your 3 favorite?
Mine would be Haunted Mansion. It would be the Space Mountain, because obviously Space Mountain. And then if I'm at Disney World, then it would be, the last one would be the one at Epcot where you see the big world. But if it's at Disneyland, then I would say it's the ride that used to be California Screamin', but now they've changed it to something else.
Yeah.
But that one, they used to play the Red Hot Chili Peppers on there. I used to love that ride.
When that opened, the Beach Boys they wanted the Beach Boys to play at the opening of California Adventure. And it was the stage was underneath that big roller coaster. And the Beach Boys said no. And so I got a call from Eisner, I think it was at the time. You got to get the Beach Boys to play. It's in California. I said, I don't know. They don't want him. So I called up. I said, why didn't you guys want to play? I think it'd be fun. And I guess Disney owed them a lot of, they weren't paying them the proper amount of publishing because they were using the Beach Boy music throughout the park. So we got the publishing taken care of, and then we played the opening of that park.
That's absolutely hilarious. Disney being, scamming is absolutely a hilarious concept. That's so funny. Mm-hmm. What's your least favorite ride?
Anything fast and whippy around. Like there's a new ride. There's a new Guardians of the Galaxy at Disney World, and there's this really cool new restaurant that opened next to it. It's kind of a Star Wars thing, I think, which I'm not really Star Wars. And you go in and it's Star Wars stuff, and the food was great. I eat, and then let's go on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it spins. It's a roller coaster that goes round, and it spins as it's going around. And I wanted to barf, and she kept going. She went on it like 4 times. I'm like, I'm out.
As I get older, a lot of that spinning and jerking stuff, I ain't with it either. When I was younger, I'm like, spin me around, jerk me till my head falls off. But now I'm like, all this shake up stuff is just doing too much. My bones can't take it. It's crazy how your body just starts to just detest things that you used to love.
Right. Hashtag no spinning, no shake, no jerking.
Literally. Okay, what ride do you think doesn't get enough love? Like, what's like underrated to you?
That's a good question too. You know, I like just the park itself. Like, it's hard to do that now, but I used to love to just go on a Tuesday when it wasn't that crowded and just sit and people watch. I think that's my favorite ride there,
Ooh.
people watching. Don't you like to watch
I think
people?
that you're 100% correct. I could
Yeah.
actually go to Disneyland or Disney World and not ride any of the rides and have a good time.
Right. Yeah. It's a little
Genuinely.
crowded now, but just to watch people, how they interact, and, just to see families, hopefully, loving families and that are having, you love to see people. And I always, I love people. I don't know about you. I mean, I love talking. I hated the pandemic for all the regular reasons, but also
I love people too.
yeah, you do. And it's like, I love to feed off their energy, and I love to find out where people are from and what their deal is, and to see a kid. We've taken a lot of kids there over the years. There's a great place in Disney World called Give Kids the Chance. And next time you're down there, you have to go visit. It's not necessarily a Disney sponsored, but it's this village. And when handicapped kids come through, and it's not a Make-A-Wish, I mean, they do a lot of Make-A-Wish and Starlight Kids there, but they don't have to be terminal. But they're all it's like a gigantic hotel, motel thing, but they're all outfitted for handicap stuff. And there's like, you could go there and meet maybe like 50 kids in one shot and their families. It's because they're all there. And that's a great thing to be able to do, to get, that.
Oh my gosh, I
It's a
love
good
that.
one.
I love that. And I love the concept of just bringing because I have my girls, it's this organization that I've worked with called Saving Our Daughters. And my
yes.
chapter is Saving Our Cinderellas. When I did Cinderella on Broadway, we took the girls out to see their first Broadway show. And, whenever I have something going on, I'm always making sure that my girls get an opportunity to experience something new or, that they would enjoy. And so when you were saying that, I was thinking, man, we need to make a trip to Disneyland with my girls because that would be so much
great.
fun.
Let me know. We'll join you.
My last question is, if Disney made you an Imagineer and said that you could create any Disney ride or attraction you wanted to, what would it be? Give me the details.
Keke Land.
What would it entail? I'm here for
your
Keke
mom
Land.
would be, there'll be audio animatronics Sharon going, hello, welcome, and give you a big hug like she does, and then all her favorite foods in there, and then there would be all the characters you've played throughout the years, but the big one would be the Scream Queen's character.
Zayday.
Oh, that was Zayday. And it'd have all your favorite foods, and then the biggest would be, it would be a Lion King thing, but they would be holding up Leo like this.
I love Keke Land. I think it's fabulous. I love that Sharon's an animatronic. Like, I love that we get to eat when we're inside of the ride somehow.
You can do that. Yeah, that's
fabulous.
Right. That's good. Tell Darius that, and you were talking about it earlier, and Bob gave me this advice. I didn't feel super connected to my son for the first 6 or 8 months, or 6 months or so. And I asked Bob, I told Saget about it. I said, Bob, he said, how do you like it? I said, I thought I would be so much closer. My whole life I wanted a kid, and here he is, and I can't connect. And he goes, wait until the first time he laughs at something you do. And when he did, I went, my heart melted.
I'm literally going to tell him that. I think it's so important because moms do have this different immediate connection because obviously the baby's been inside them, it's just already kind of knitted in. And I think it is, every dad, every amazing guy that I know has shared something that's been so important, that I've been shared with Darius because it is different the way that dads grow their relationship with their children, daughter, son, whoever it is. It's a different journey. So I really love you for saying that. I'm going to make sure I share it with him.
Well, does he listen to the podcast? Maybe he can hear me say it too.
He does listen to the podcast. He's my biggest fan, so he definitely does listen to the podcast here. He'll tell me about stuff I'm doing, and I'm like, "How did you know about this, Darius? I don't even know about this."
I'm your second biggest fan, and I appreciate you having me. I was so excited when I got this request because I haven't seen you in a while, and I wanted to tell you how impressed I am with you and how proud I am of you and watching your trajectory as you go through it with such grace and such class. And I'm glad that I know you, and I brag to everybody. And thank you for having me on here.
You're the best, John Stamos, aka Uncle Jesse. Cut it out. Have mercy. Wow, what a fun conversation that was. It's always good kicking back with Uncle Jesse. But seriously, he is the ultimate Disney pro, and I definitely want to see his Disney collection. And to end today's episode, we are bringing back a fan favorite, which is Sorry to This Man, but we're going to do it with Disney songs. Now, if you were here in the Christmas episode, we did it and I kind of failed, so I'm here to redeem myself, okay? Are you ready, Max?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. So Max is going to play me 1 second of a Disney song, and I'm going to see how many that I can actually guess right. And this is really, really hard, so don't judge me. Play along, actually, if you want.
Okay, here we go. Number 1.
Oh, that's from the jungle, the little boy that's with the animals.
Oh, Keke, guess again.
Okay, can I hear it one more time? Damn. um.
Do you want a lyric?
Okay, it's actually Lion King.
Oh, look at you. I just can't wait to be king from Lion
Yeah,
King.
it's Lion King. It's Lion King.
It.
It's Lion King. I knew it was somebody when they was in Africa or the jungle somewhere. I heard some binga bonga binga bong. So, yeah.
Number 2, here we go.
One more time. Oh yeah, yep. That's my girls from Hercules.
Yeah, and I do believe you sang this yourself, my
I did.
dear.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yep. Come on now. They did a fan favorite casting. It was me, Lizzo, and somebody else.
Oh, that's artistic.
The girls are creative.
It was creative. Number 3, Keke. Here we go.
One more time. Is that Mulan?
Do you know what song?
Me, something mean.
I'll make a man out of you from Mulan. You're halfway
Oh
there.
my gosh, that song. Tell me now, make a man out of you. That
there we
song
go.
is did you know that was Donnie? That was Donnie.
That's delightful.
Yes. Baby, I make a man out of you. Damn, that song was good. You can sing the great typhoon. I knew you can play the great typhoon. Oh my gosh, guys, I got to go watch Mulan. Okay, here we go.
Okay, number 4.
Oh, hell, give me that again. Go, no more.
You
One
got
more
it?
time, actually, one more time. Damn. That ain't Reflections or nothing.
No, it's a little more Aladdin.
Oh, that's one I didn't really even love like that.
Okay, that was a whole new world from Aladdin, Keke.
Damn, that's the one song I did like from it, though.
I have maybe number 5 you'll get. Let's try 5.
Let's see. One more time now. Oh, I'm Planet Tarzan. That's my band Phil Collins.
Oh, look at you with Mr. Phil. Yes, correct. You'll be in my heart. Number 5.
Oh, you'll be in my heart. Come on, Lily. Your daddy's a hit maker. Okay.
Oh, okay. Number 6, Keke.
Yeah. One more time.
I know you know this.
That's some type of princess vibes.
Maybe with a beast.
I actually don't know which one it is, though.
That was Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, that ain't my girl like that.
No.
That's my mama girl. I don't love Beauty and the Beast like that. That was just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling that storyline.
Okay, number 7.
Okay. That's somebody getting topsy-turvy. One more time. I'm the same. Almost. Come on, one more time. You got a friend in me.
Yes, Toy Story.
Yep, Toy Story.
Right.
It was on the tip of my tongue. Okay.
Number 8.
Oh, no.
Now, Keke, the fans want you to play this in the live action. You know this one. I know you know this one.
Oh, Princess and the Frog. The fans cast me in everything at this point.
If they had their way, you would be in
everything that you.
Everything, which I love.
Too much at that point. Okay.
Yeah, dig a little deeper from number 8. Now, number 9, last but not least.
I'm gonna. One more time. Somebody sounded like that. Under the sea.
Yeah. Little Mermaid Under the Sea, honey. You got it.
Oh my gosh, that game is so fun. I don't think I did that bad. So, you know, I think I really am a really good, you know, kind of ultimate Disney fan. In closing, loves, the point is, let people live. Their joy doesn't have to be your joy, you dig? Live and let live. And as my friend Mickey would say, see you soon, real soon. Oh boy. And as always, you know it's your girl.
Baby, this is Keke.